And we're back, and what a fortuitous time to be back as we have a golden point with Wael Fakri serving to Richard Ashworth on a golden point, with the South African team leading 3-1 in the second set after taking the first by 6-3. High lob there from Jubali, well dealt with by Egmont van Heerden into the corner, and he goes high again this time. Oh, left short. Egmont van Heerden goes for the big one. Hits the proverbial freshie. Manages to recover well, but loses momentum. Richard Ashworth takes the pace off, goes to the corner. And once again, this time, he leaves it short, gets a little bit lucky with a spin off the ball, and Jubali fluffs that one. And the game to the South Africans, Ashworth and van Heerden, as they go up 4-1 in the second and possibly final set. The Senegalese pairing in deep conversation right there on the side of the court. And if you've just joined us, you'll find that the games are really going at a slow pace because of the heat. The conditions really extreme, finding the temperature now is soaring to a really steaming 36 degrees, and it looks like the second semi-final will be played in even worse conditions than these ones. There is a slight breeze in the air, the weather report tells us at 12 kilometers an hour, but it is very slight, coming in from the seaside. Dakar, of course, a beautiful seaside, and the capital of Senegal in West Africa, on the westernmost tip of Africa. There is a lot of humidity, however, and that's making the conditions a lot worse for the players. We've had lots of little interruptions in terms of the streaming, late starts, and we've had to contend with some gremlins in the scoring system. A little small power outage just now, but hopefully all of those will be behind us and it'll be smooth sailing from here on end. Great return there off the glass by Egmont van Heerden, going to the near side parallel of Wael Fakri, and no answer there from Fakri. The drive there from Ashworth, the continuing theme from his game earlier in first set, this time not as successful. And there we go, Egmont van Heerden goes again for the parallel turn to Fakri. This time Fakri gets it, but a little bit too hard into the back glass. Into the net goes Richard Ashworth there. And we have a golden point right there. And it's going to be Mahmoud Jubali who receives it well, hard into the back glass, and South African team now going 5-1 up. And going to be a really hard task now as Mahmoud Jubali goes to serve. Going to be a really hard task to come back from this. A really dominating display here by Richard Ashworth and Egmont van Heerden. Professional, nothing too fancy, but getting down with the job at hand, well strategized, and a vast difference between the play of these two, having watched them in their first round match and in the warm-ups earlier in the tournament, and a little bit of dysfunction and lack of synchronicity between the two, but that looked like a thing of the past already in yesterday's quarterfinal, and today once again something in a very distant past, not just past but very distant past, as these two have really gelled well together in this tournament, and particularly in this match, and now in a very commanding position, receiving at 5-1 up in the second set, after having taken the first set by 6-3. Straight after this match is over, we're going to do an interview with the winning players. So stay tuned straight after the match, and we'll be able to see a brief interview with the players. And that's the game, the set and the match, as the South African players take the first set 6-3 and the second set by 6-1, booking their seat in the final of this evening, to be played at 1800 Senegal time. The South African team, Richard Ashford and Egmont van Heerden. We'll be back with those interviews for you in a short while. And that was a thrilling match, 6-3, 6-1 for Richard Ashford and Egmont van Heerden, the South African pairing at this A1 Padel Africa Qualifier here in Dakar in Senegal. Sizzling conditions, but the heat wasn't just on the players. These two turned up the heat on their opposition, and they walked away with a final seat later on this afternoon, and potentially a great fight on their hands for a seat on the plane to the A1 Padel Verbier Swiss Masters. Richard, how was that for you? Well done, first of all. Great win.
Thank you very much. Geez, yeah, intense conditions. Iggy and I, we managed to keep everything together. We played extremely well. Not many unforced errors, which led to forcing them making a lot of mistakes. So, yeah, I mean, it was a great atmosphere. And yeah, this heat is next level, eh?
Yeah, one of the things I noticed, and I said so in my commentary, I watched you guys warm up before the tournament started. I watched your first game, and you guys were a little bit wobbly in terms of synchronicity between yourselves as a partnership. But that was certainly a thing of the past yesterday, and today it's a long distant thing. You guys were really with it together today.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 2 warm-up matches, or 1 practice match and 2 matches before yesterday really got us going. I mean, if you can call it like 50% chemistry before the tournament started, we're sitting at 100 right now, which is exactly what we want. So, yeah, I mean, Playing with Iggy is next level, and I really enjoy it. He really brings the best out of me, and I hope I do the same for him.
Great. Feeling confident about tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go have a little nap, jump in the pool, and just recover and try to stay as cold as possible before we play at 6 o'clock tonight.
Great. Well done, Richard. Egmond, I know you've probably enjoyed the heat more than most, and you're enjoying Dakar quite a bit. So you were telling me off air that you felt you made a few mistakes, but for the audience out there, they look like correctable ones.
The heat started getting to me a little bit. In the first set, I felt a little bit flat-footed, struggled to really get it going. I have the Buffalo with me, so I mean, he calms me down. I've got this also, so that helps a lot. No, so I mean, at the end, unfortunately we could have pulled it through and I started playing better. Thought I smashed well with the volley, and yeah.
That's great. Egmond, feeling a little confident about tomorrow? About this evening, sorry?
Yeah, I think what I need to do is I definitely need to go back and reset. As I said, I was a bit sticky. I just need to go and just chill with my boy a little bit and come back stronger, come back with a bigger mindset, and hopefully we take this thing all the way, baby.
That's great. So that's the South African team victors by 6-3 and 6-1 over the Senegalese pairing of Jubali and Fakhri, the number 4 seeded team in this tournament, and the number 1 seed certainly justifying favoritism. I'm going to leave you for a commercial break. This is the A1 Padel Africa Qualifier right here in a sizzling hot Dakar in Senegal. closer. Yep. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back to this A1 Padel Africa Qualifier right here in Dakar, Senegal. And if it was sizzling earlier on today for the first semi-final, it is bursting in flames right now for the second semi-finals. 36 degrees, 82% humidity, and only 12 kilometers of wind per hour. That is really blazing, lots of hydration, and these guys are going to lose some weight today on the court. With me, I've got two of the semi-finalists, and this is an all-Senegal final. This is the very first time that an international tournament as part of a global tour, paddle tour, is being held in Senegal. And with me, I have Brahim Safeddin and Maher, and both of these guys came through their qualifying rounds really well, worked really hard yesterday in their quarterfinals, an emphatic victory, and we're going to have a little bit of word with them about the upcoming match. I'm going to start with you, Maher. What does this mean to you to be in this semi-final of this tournament?
I mean, this is amazing. This is an amazing opportunity. This tournament, first international tournament, as you said, in Senegal. Thank you so much to A1 Padel, to South Africa Padel family for being here, for giving us this great opportunity to, to get a spot in the Verbier Master. And we have tough opponents today, so it's going to be a tough match. But looking forward to it.
Yeah. And tell me, you play with Brahim often, or is it a new partnership?
No, I play with Brahim. It's been like 3 or 4 years that we play together, and he's a really good compi, as they say in Spanish. So I'm really happy to be able to play with him.
That's great, and so that's big words coming from him, eh, Brahim?
That's true. Yes, we play often together, so we know each other well, and this is quite good because our competitors will have a lot of jobs to do to beat us today.
Yesterday, I watched you playing with a uniform of the Association de Padel de Senegal. You play for the national team?
Yes, I play for the national team. We are very glad to have this team in our country because it's a new sport, not that well known in Africa, but we try to reach this country and the sport into a higher level into Africa because yes, some lacking there. But yeah, I mean. I'm very proud to be part of this team. It's a great journey for us, and we will try to improve again and to make this sport become what it deserves to be in Senegal.
Indeed, a sport for everyone. Brahim, last question. I'm going to let you go, and you can even answer this one in French. You have a lot of friends out there in Senegal who are watching you on our streaming. Some of them have come to watch you live. Any special words for them?
Yes, thank you. Thank you to be here. Thank you to be a part of our journey, to support us, because I know that it's, like you've said previously, it's quite hard to support with the weather here, but they all are here, all our close friends, and I'm glad that they made it, and hope they will enjoy the game.
Fantastic. That's the first pairing. I'm going to bring on the second pairing to join me here on the side for the second interview. In the meantime, the heat continues to glare, and I'm going to welcome to my side here, we've got Karit and Wael Ezzadine, and welcome next door. This is the second semi-finalist, and Karit is not just in the semi-final and a player of also the Senegal national team, but also one of the co-promoters of the tournament, one of our hosts here in Senegal at the Mama Padel Club in Dakar. Welcome, Karim.
Thank you. Welcome to A1 Padel and Paulo. Thank you.
Yeah. And tell me, Karim, you've worked very hard to do this. What motivates you to help to bring a tournament like this to Senegal?
Sorry, no.
To bring this tournament to Senegal, what motivates you?
C'était une très bonne opportunité pour moi d'organiser le A1 Padel. Nous l'avons accepté et j'espère que le défi est relevé. Et nous sommes très fiers de vous accueillir ici au Sénégal.
Okay, that's great. Wael, I know you're shy, you don't want too many questions, so I'm only going to ask you one question. You going to win?
I hope. J'espère, ça va être dur, mais on espère gagner.
Okay, so you know I've been telling all the players every day, If you lose, you go to the beach. Yeah? But if you win, you go to the final tonight, eh?
On est gagnant dans tous les cas alors.
It's not such a bad thing to go to the beach in Senegal. Beautiful beaches here on the westernmost tip of Africa, the beaches of Senegal, world renowned for their beautiful waters and golden sand. So we're going to take a small commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to see these four gladiators of the paddle sport in the second semi-final of this A1 Paddle Africa qualifier right here in Senegal. At stake, a place in the final and a ticket to the A1 Paddle Verbier Swiss Masters. And as the players make final preparations and they get onto the court for final hits with the new balls, umpire provided with new balls. And if you've just joined us, I'll remind you of the match format: best of 3 sets with golden points being played at juice time. That in line with the A1 Paddle tournament guidelines, and with traditional tiebreakers played at 6-all. New balls introduced at the beginning of the game, and the full game played with new balls throughout. And we're looking to an exciting match here on our screens at this on the streaming channel. Some of the players chilling out there, and some of the crowd starting to trickle in to support their local heroes. Paddle, of course, you heard there from Brahim Safiaddin in our interview. Also not been in Senegal for a very long time, approximately 6 years, and we've got these players have come quite a long way in such a short period of time. Already formed a national team to play in African championships, and will soon be entering the All Africa Championships. And on court you have 3 members of that national team who represent Senegal, and this a very, very evenly matched and very strong semi-final. Match umpire will get these players underway pretty shortly. You saw there a short snippet of some of the crowd and some of the players who played earlier today taking some time off, and you can see a little bit of view of some of our sponsors there. Linguet, who provide beautiful frites or potato chips, as they're well known all over the world, with a variety of sauces and lots of other different types of grills. Have a beautiful stand out here at the Mama Paddle Club, and of course other sponsors we have on board. You'll see some branding as they walk across. There's the Mama Paddle, the preeminent paddle club in Dakar, situated at the Canal Olympia movie precinct, right next door to the main movie theater in Dakar. And you'll see a little bit of a walk through there, a little bit of food area, our A1P branding, and some of the club sponsors on your screen. Print Impact Services, proud sponsors of the Mama Padel Club, amongst others. And players are starting to wrap up their warm-ups, and the umpire will get them underway in the next 30 seconds or so. There we go. Friet gratuit. And that's from our friends at Ligue. Friet gratuits. That means in English, free chips. So make your way down to the Mama Padel Club in Dakar, Senegal, and you can get yourself a free packet of chips with one of the beautiful Linguet custom-made sauces, and I can recommend highly the Pika Pika sauce. Nice and spicy, and served up with the biggest smile in Western Africa by the ladies behind the counter. These players on court include 4 of the top 10 ranked players in Senegal. So an all-Senegal battle. And of course the winner of this will face the South African pairing of Richard Ashworth and Egmont van Heerden, winners earlier today of their semi-final in an emphatic fashion, 6-3 and 6-1. Really dominating performance and justifying their #1 seeding in this tournament. And for sure, ultimately, they could very much be the favorites for the final. But of course, neither of these teams is going to let them have it their own way. And you can see they're just to the left of your screen, umpire walking on court, calling time on the players, and we'll be getting underway really quickly. Is going to do the toss to elect who will be serving. And looks like the Ezzedine Karit partnership has won the toss, and they've chosen to receive. So we're going to see Safiaddin with ball in hand to serve, and this match will get underway momentarily. Be remiss of me not to bring up this fantastic opportunity that the A1 Padel Global Tour has provided, and we'll talk a little bit about that during the breaks, because truly is this a fantastic opportunity for African players as the sport proliferates throughout the continent. And we have 15 love. I lob there, and Amaya goes for the big smash straight into the net. 15 all. Good defensive exchanges, yeah. Both Karit and Ezzedine stuck to the back of the court, unable to do nothing more than defend, eventually overhitting the ball. 40-15 the score. Fortuitous bounce there, and Safiaddin unable to deal with it off the awkward bounce. Rather fortunate there for Ezzedine. Corner to corner they go. Beautiful bandeja there from Meyer. Down the middle. Straight slice down the middle. Once again, this time on the back end from Meyer. And that's the game. 1-0 is the scoreline for Safiaddin and Meyer. See the players taking on refreshment at the switch over. Normally the first switch around, players do it pretty quickly. But yeah, unfortunately, having to take some water in. The heat sizzling, as mentioned before. And not looking like it's going to let up until the late evening. So players having to bear really out of the normal weather here. And we have Karim Karit on serve, ball in hand, going to serve to Safiaddin. First serve slightly long. High into the air goes Brahim there. Double-handed backhand there from Meyer. This time high up. And again from Safiaddin. Karim goes for the big hit. Gets the double wall bounce. And the point. First service there, let. Goes for the big one again. Kick smash out of the court. Karim Karit. High into the air, low pace. Forcing Karim Karit also to backtrack and not be able to put that big swing of his into action there. This time he chooses to go over the head of Safiaddin. A little bit too much into the back corner of the glass. He goes again. This time takes the pace off into the corner. And Ezzadine this time says, I also want to play. And hits it into the bottom of the ground and out of the court. Takes the pace off this time. Leaves it short. This time the pace is back on, straight to his back side of the court. And we have parity, 1 game apiece. Maher Hashem to serve. Over the head of Karim Karit. Gently. This time gets a fortuitous bounce off the top of the net. Ball just clips over and it goes out of the door. High lob there from Karim Karit. And this time the volley at the net into the glass. Straight into the glass, not ideal, especially from that attacking position. A little bit too excited there, Brahim Safiaddin. And often these easier ones are the hardest ones to play. First serve a little bit on the long side. And 40-30 the scoreline now. Light breeze coming in now from the seaside. Not quite enough and a little bit warm, but no doubt a help. And here we go, big kick smash there from my Achem out of the court. Of course, under these conditions, we are out of court play and not within the regulations. So we're not players not running out of court, insufficient space between the courts on offer, so no out of court play being allowed, but so the players being restricted to the run out. Not to say they would be able to get any of that, but certainly they are having a field day with the kick smashes throughout this tournament. As we were speaking earlier, we also spoke earlier on about this opportunity the A1 Padel Global Tour has provided the African continent in general, and this of course through the A1 Padel Global Tour's new initiative for 2023 in an effort to fulfill the mission of spreading the sport of paddle and growing the sport of paddle throughout the world. A decision was taken to hold multi-zonal qualifying tournaments for all master tournaments throughout the season. That is 6 to 8 tournaments in the season, where qualifying tournaments are being held in North America, South America, Europe and Africa. And this of course an amazing opportunity for the continent of Africa, and this forming part of that, this being the qualifier, Africa qualifier for the Verbier Swiss Masters, and providing an opportunity for an African team of 2 players to get direct access and entry into the final draw, the round of 32 at that Masters, and that one being held between the 14th and 20th of August. It goes straight down the middle and out. Double-handed return there from Hashem, and the big lob this time off the second Ezzedine hit goes straight into the back glass. And that's the game. Karim and Karit. Aim Safieddine with the backhanded hit there, high above his shoulder, straight to the feet of Ezzedine, who could do no more than try and swing it off the net. And Maher Achem with the bang into the ground there, and Ezzedine able to retrieve it, but goes for the attempt to get the ball out of the gate and is unsuccessful. Into the fence. Here again, another unsuccessful forced error, this time by Achem. And yet another one, this time by Safieddine. but able to serve deep into the second quadrant there, and Karim Karit unable to retrieve that, sends it into the net, and the score now 3-2. No quarter given by these two teams, as at the switch we have Safiaddin and Achem leading by 3-2, and the players are will be talking about how they can not just get their breath back in this heat, but also force a break. No quarter given thus far by either of these teams. They're measuring each other step by step and blow by blow, so they'll be looking to find a gap somewhere and get a break in this first set. Always important to get an early break, not always possible, of course. And you can see there our cameraman doing a great job trying to get a little bit of the bench action as players get back on court. Karim there, Karit and Ezzeddine eager to get back out there as they get back on the court, and you'll see Karit ball in hand, about to serve to Brahim Safiaddin. The bandeja there, low paced. This time a little bit more injection by Karim Karit, able to retrieve it. High lob there from Safiaddin. This time misjudges it and the ball lobs out of the court. Ball boy on his bicycle to fetch it. On the middle with a slice goes Ezzeddine. Great defense there at the net by both Ezzeddine and Karit. And Safiaddin unable to close out the point in commanding position, but here it comes. Marachem says enough, I'm tired, enough of this point, and takes it emphatically. And this time it's a turn of Ezzeddine to say enough. Taka taka. We need parity on this point. Overhit there. And a potential 2 break points here for Achem and Safiaddin. 30-40. As Karim goes with his second service to Maher Achem. And the break is on. Early break in the set as the score goes 3-all, and Marachem will be serving. Big hit there. Achim Meyer. An opportunity here for Achim and Safedin to take a commanding lead in this first, maybe wrap it away, and that goes into the net. But still a clear advantage in their hands. Looking to just serve this out after getting the break. And they do indeed. The return there from Ezzedine a little bit too deep into the side tin. And we have a 5-2 scoreline as the players go to the turn. And Karim Karit and Wael Ezzedine must be scratching their heads. Coming into this match, potentially slightly favorites. They find themselves 2-5 down in this first set, and they'll be looking to quickly try and do a counter break. This is their last chance. If they don't do that right now, or hold their serve and then break, they could throw away this first set, and they'll have to regroup in the second set. Not an ideal position to be in, not in these conditions to play a third set. The heat continues to blaze in the skies, and not in anyone's interest to extend the game by a lot. But they'll have to do just that if they want to stay in the game and potentially make a comeback, win it, and then book their place into tonight's final. In the interim, on the other bench, for sure, as we see on screen there, we see Ibrahim Safiuddin walking back on court, and Maher Achem. Both these players must now be feeling a lot of confidence in this first set that they can wrap this up. They can ride out the serve here of Ezzedine and just focus on holding their serve in the next. And Safiuddin goes, not for the first time in this game, for the big hit, close to the net, and misjudges it, clips the top of his racket straight into the glass. This time, well read, the fortuitous bounce. Mauer with yet another double-handed backhand there, something not usually seen on paddle courts around the world, but he does it to great effect, and then follows that up with a beautiful deep bandeja into the corner, low and deep. Ezzedine goes to Achem. And forces that to the feet of Safiuddin, slow, angled. Goes for the big hit, misjudges that, able to recover well off the back of the glass. And this time, Ezzedine goes for the drop shot. Meyer athletically, for a man his size, is able to reach it. And the exchanges slow down, and Safiuddin into the net. That's the game. So hope reigns supreme. Brahim Safieddine will be looking to serve without the set here. 5-3 up in this first set. And all they've got to do is hold their serve and they will have wrapped up this first set in emphatic fashion. Love the scoreline as the ball boy goes on another trip out of the property to fetch the ball from the previous shot. Excellent return there from Ezzedine, straight down the line, down the parallel. Karim Karit with a beautifully measured lob. Pace off the ball there from Karit, and Safieddine not able to deal with that as effectively as he'd like, and the ball comes into the net. Karim Karit has a big arsenal of bandejas at various paces, and this serves him extremely well. This time he misreads that off the glass, and that's the set. That's the end of the first set as Brahim Safieddine and Maher Achem take the first set by 6-3. And while the players take refreshments, we'll be going to a commercial break and we'll join you shortly. Players quickly back on court after the set change. 6-3 for Brahim Safieddine and Maher Achem over Wael Ezzedine and Karim Karit. Tense match this is. Players tense both sides actually in the first set, and Karim Karit and Ezzedine will be looking to regroup and possibly stage a comeback in the second set. And Karit there with the serve in hand. This time goes for the big one as well. Edges it out of the court with the tip of his bat. We've seen quite a few of those today. Perhaps sunlight or glare affecting the players, but we saw a couple of them in the first semi-final, and we've seen some of them in at least 3 of them in this semi-final already. And a beautiful drop shot there again from Karim Karit, and well defended, change of direction, fortuitous bounce, beautiful dink shot there by Maher Achem on the slide, and magnificent point there. This would qualify by my Spanish commentators as a puntaco, a banger. Excellent point that was, and this time Maher goes straight down the parallel and shows Monsieur Ezzedine exactly how it's done. And that's the game. We have an early break already in this first set. Quick turnaround once again. Players reaching out for some water. As we mentioned before, intense heat conditions here in Dakar. And a little break there for some conversation, some tactical discussion between the players. Lap 15 is the scoreline. Quite a tall player there, Wael Ezzedine, for a right-hand sided player. Quite lanky and athletic, usually physique of a left-sided player. He's playing on the right and clearly suiting this partnership as they've reached the semi-finals of the tournament, but not being very effective in this particular match, as both Safieddine and Achim are finding ways to expose him down that right side of the court. This time Karim Karit's normally well-judged lobs goes straight into the back glass behind Achim. Karim there with a low-pace bajada off the back glass. This time he goes for the bandeja into the corner, mistimes that, and that's the game. And well-placed shot there by Safieddine. Karim Karit having had to go across to the right-hand side to cover the lob over his partner's head. Very important strategy for partners to use to minimize movement. This covering your partner behind him, something that's not often used in padel, but very key to how a team plays in terms of strategy as to whether you do cover or whether you don't cover, and what are the consequences of covering and the gaps exposed when you do cover. So always something for players and partnerships to discuss beforehand and to play and time and practice before matches and in preparation for tournaments like this. Umpire calls that serve out. And again, Maher goes down the parallel. Beautifully straight. We have a golden point. First one of the second set. Maher goes down the line once again. And Ezzedine goes for the big finish and is not able to get that right. 3-0. My Achem and Brahim Safiuddin are leading in the second set. So we have a little issue there with the scoreboard. As they lead 3-0 in the second set after having won the first by 6-3. And on your screen there we have Karim Karit and while Ezzedine, and as Ezzedine changes shirt into something drier, apparel soaked during these matches, deep in conversation about how they're going to get back in this game, and the hill looks higher and higher to climb as every point goes on. Teams back on court, and we will have Maher Achem on serve, looking to extend this advantage and get off court as soon as possible to get a break leading into the final. Puts a little bit more power behind that backhand volley and misjudges it into the top of the net. Good finish there from Ezzedine. 30-40 the scoreline, and there's an opportunity here for a break. And we have a golden point. And Karit to receive. And that return there from Ezzedine into the glass. Missed opportunity that was of completely missed opportunity, or with a potential break on offer to get back into the game, and completely missed there. Karim serving 15-love. Over the head of Ezzedine. Not easy. Tall man. While Ezzedine. Beautiful bachada there from Ezzedine. Well dealt with by Karit. And Ezzedine this time finds the gap between the two opposing players. Takes the pace off. Goes low. And excellent point there. turn off the side of the racket there from Achem. Big hit there this time. Ezzedine taking no prisoners. Beautiful finish there by Ezzedine into the corner. And they go one back. And see there the view from the opposite bench there now. And they'll be thinking, we got this in the bag. First set's in, we're 4-1 up, we're about to serve. No need to panic, just take it easy, go through the motions, keep the percentages on our side, and we're home and dry. We can go home and cool off and then come back again for tonight's final against Richard Ashworth and Egmont van Heerden. And see how the heat is taking its toll. Players are literally bathing in ice cold water due to the warm conditions prevailing right here. Players back on court, and very much differing opinions there on these benches. Very contrasting strategies, I'm sure. Probably one's thinking of how they're going to get back into this and climb the hill. The others, are they going to stay on top of the hill? Achem goes for the big hit, puts the pace onto the bandeja, doesn't drop his bat quick enough, and it goes straight into the back of the glass. Love 15. First one into the net. Very controlled player, Brahim Safiuddin. Nothing too rash about his play, calculated, easy play, and Achem into the net once again. Love 30. Really elegant player, Brahim Safiuddin. That one dug out under his feet. Followed up by an excellent textbook volley. He fakes the bajada, instead follows the lob. Time Bandejas with pace into the corner once, twice, change of directions. Leaves that one a little bit short. Karit goes for the big one at the net. Perfect positioning, perfect technique, but straight into the top of the net. 15-30 the scoreline. Time he does have an error. Safiuddin. Possibility of a break now on offer. 3 break points. And Achem is having none of that, not just yet. Goes to the feet of Karit. Blocked there at the feet once, twice. And I force the golden point. Looks like Karit will receive. point this. Crucial time of the game, point of the game. And Izzadeen doesn't take the opportunity. Volley's on the run, close up to the net, and doesn't take advantage of the potential there. And Safiuddin and Meyer thank their lucky stars as they go 5-1 up, and will be once again just looking to ride it out. As Izzadeen serves, no pressure whatsoever, and they'll be looking to just consolidate. Don't mind losing this one, hold the serve next, and book your place into the finals. Achem there goes for the fancy, trying to flick that over the net and out of the door, but unable to do anything with that. And that's the game. And exactly as predicted, they'd be not concerned with that game, Safiuddin and Achem, and they'll be looking to come out now after this break and serve out the second set and book their place into the final of this A1 Padel Africa Qualifier right here in Dakar, Senegal, at the Mama Padel Club, situated in the center of Dakar in the Canal Olympia precinct, the main theater precinct in Dakar, Senegal, the westernmost tip of Africa. Testament to the heat, everybody hiding in the shade here at Mama Padel, and you can see everyone taking pictures of their friends and little videos to send their family and friends to players who played in earlier rounds, including one of the semi-finalists, not that one, but 2 places ago. And how did we live without cell phones? How did we live without digital communication? And we don't live without it, we live with it, and hence our opportunity to bring you this match live streamed right here from Dakar, Senegal on this YouTube stream. And if you've just joined us, A1 Padel Africa Qualifier, Dakar, Senegal, first time in Africa, an international tournament on any Padel Global Tour, and first time in Dakar, and at stake, the winner of this tournament, a direct entry into the last 32, the main draw of the A1 Padel Verbier Swiss Masters to take place on the 14th and 20th of August. Beautiful lob there by Achem over the head of Karim. Change of direction there from Safiuddin. Well defended, Izzadeen. Goes for the Bachada, cross court. Well defended there. Looks for the middle gap there, Karim. Players matching each other stroke for stroke, just waiting for the error. And it takes a fortuitous bounce off the top edge of the net on the left-hand side for that point to be claimed. 15 love the scoreline. Achem takes his time. He goes to Karit. A little bit too long. Big finish there this time from Brahim Safiuddin. Well, attack there. Achem. And we have 4 match points right here on play. And there goes the big bang by Brahim Safiuddin. And that's game, set, and match. 6-3, 6-2 to Brahim Safiuddin and Maher Achem.